Have you ever come back from a vacation feeling more tired than when you left? Like your body's sore, your suitcase is still half full of things you never used, and you're wondering how something that was supposed to be relaxing turned into such a chore. If that's ever happened to you, you're not alone. When we were younger, travel was about doing as much as possible, squeezing in every site, every museum, every restaurant. We could power through airports, change hotels every night, and still have energy to spare. But after 60, things shift. The body has different needs, the joints speak a little louder, and what we really crave isn't more, it's better. Better comfort. Better pacing. Better memories. And let me tell you, travel can absolutely still be joyful, exciting, and full of new discoveries at any age. You don't have to give it up or settle for less. You just have to travel smarter, not harder. That's where this video comes in. Today, I want to share 5 senior travel hacks that will make your trips smoother, safer, and so much more enjoyable. These aren't just tips from a brochure, they're hard-earned wisdom from real-life experiences, and they're made especially for people like us who've been around long enough to know what really matters. So if you've been thinking about your next adventure, whether it's across the country or just a weekend getaway, stick around. These little changes can make a world of difference. And hey, if you find any of this helpful, give this video a like, maybe subscribe to Vibrant Elders, and tell us in the comments, where's the last place you traveled that made you smile? Your story could be the spark for someone else's next journey. Now let's dive in, starting with a truth most people overlook. Number 1, choose slower travel, not just cheaper travel. Let's be honest, when we were younger, cheap meant cheerful. A red-eye flight, 3 hotel changes in 4 nights, and 20,000 steps a day. No problem. But now, our knees, backs, and energy levels don't find that kind of chaos charming anymore. And honestly, neither does our soul. This is why the very first travel hack I want to share is this: choose slower travel, not just cheaper travel. Slower doesn't mean boring, it means thoughtful. It means giving yourself time to actually feel the place you're visiting, not just collect photos of it. One of my good friends, Ellen, used to book those whirlwind tours, 10 cities in 8 days. She'd come back with 100 blurry pictures, swollen ankles, and no real memory of any one place. Then one year, she did something different. She booked 2 weeks in a small town in Italy. Just one town. She rented a quiet apartment, walked to the cafe each morning, sat in the square with a book, and took a cooking class from a local grandmother. She said it was the first time she actually felt rested during and after a trip. And that's the beauty of slow travel. You give yourself permission to breathe. You see more, because you feel more. Instead of rushing from bus to museum to dinner reservation, you linger. You savor. And believe me, your body will thank you. If you're booking a tour, look for ones that include rest days or fewer destinations. If you're traveling on your own, consider staying in one place for at least 4 to 5 nights. Choose comfort over constant movement. It's not just easier on your joints, it's better for your memory, your digestion, even your sleep. And here's something worth knowing. Studies have shown that people over 60 experience higher travel fatigue when their itineraries are too dense. Your energy isn't lower, it's just more precious now. Use it wisely. Because in the end, it's not how much you saw that matters, it's how deeply you experienced it. Number 2, use mobility-friendly tools, even if you're still active. Now that we've talked about slowing things down, let's talk about making things easier, physically. Because even if you still feel strong and independent, travel can be full of little stressors that add up fast: long lines, airport terminals that seem to go on for miles, uneven sidewalks, tight hotel bathrooms. So here's hack number 2, use mobility-friendly tools, even if you're still active. This isn't about giving in. It's about getting ahead of the strain before it gets ahead of you. Take luggage, for example. If you're still using that old suitcase from 1994 with stiff wheels and a broken zipper, it's time for an upgrade. Look for a lightweight spinner bag with 360-degree wheels. It moves like butter, even on rough ground. I had one lady tell me, "This thing glides better than my old dance shoes." And don't underestimate the power of a small, foldable stool. My friend George, who's 73, swears by his. On every walking tour, while the group's looking for a bench or leaning on a wall, George unfolds his little seat and rests comfortably right in the shade. It fits in his backpack and weighs less than 2 pounds. Brilliant. Now, if you've got tricky knees, walking poles can do wonders, not just for hiking, but for long strolls or uneven pavement. They improve balance, take pressure off your joints, and actually make walking feel smoother. And if you're flying, consider an inflatable footrest or compression socks. They reduce swelling and help with circulation, especially on long-haul trips. I know, some of these tools might make you feel like you're getting old. But here's the thing, these aren't crutches. They're strategies. You're not weak for using a travel aid, you're wise. Why suffer through avoidable discomfort when you can glide, sit, or stroll more easily? And if you're worried about airport distances, those endless gates and connections, ask for assistance. Airports now offer wheelchair escorts and courtesy shuttles, and it's not just for emergencies. It's for comfort. I had a lovely woman write in once, saying she used airport assistance for the first time after her hip replacement. She said it was the most relaxed travel day she'd had in 20 years. I wasn't panting at the gate or rubbing my feet on the plane, I was sipping tea and smiling. So here's my invitation, think ahead. Take care of the future version of you who will be walking through that airport, waiting in that museum line, or standing at the train platform. Give that version of you the tools they need, not because you can't manage, but because you deserve ease. Let travel be about joy, not discomfort. And if a little stool or set of wheels helps get you there happier, why not? Number 3, pack like your back depends on it, because it does. Let's talk about one of the sneakiest ways we make travel harder for ourselves, overpacking. Now I know, it's tempting to throw in that extra pair of shoes, just in case, or 3 sweaters even though the forecast says 80 and sunny all week. But here's the truth, the more you carry, the more your body pays for it. And after 60, our backs, shoulders, and joints aren't too shy about letting us know when we've gone overboard. So here's hack number 3, pack like your back depends on it, because it really does. Start by choosing the right bag. One durable, lightweight rolling suitcase should do the heavy lifting. Not the one that requires both hands to haul or one that tips over when you let it go. Then pair it with a small, comfortable crossbody or day pack that fits your essentials, wallet, phone, glasses, meds, and snacks. That's your travel duo. When it comes to clothes, the key is coordination. Lay out everything you think you want to bring. Then cut it in half. I'm serious. Choose neutral colors that mix and match easily. 1 pair of comfortable walking shoes, worn on the plane, plus 1 pair of flats or sandals for evenings. Done. Nobody cares if you repeat outfits, they care if you're present and having fun. Here's a tip, pre-plan your outfits like little travel capsules. I know a woman named Sheila who writes them on index cards, outfit 1 for the city tour, outfit 2 for dinner out, and so on. It sounds over the top, but it saves her time every morning and keeps her luggage under 20 pounds. Now let's talk extras. Rolling clothes saves more space than folding. Packing cubes. They're a game changer. They help you group things by day or activity and make repacking super fast. Bring a few laundry sheets and a plastic bag, you can easily wash a couple items in the sink mid-trip. You don't need 7 shirts. You need 3 that work overtime. And leave behind the what-if items. What if it rains? Pack 1 compact poncho, not 3 bulky coats. What if there's a fancy dinner? 1 dressy blouse and a necklace go a long way. The truth is, every just-in-case item adds weight you probably won't even use. The CDC even reports that back and shoulder injuries from heavy luggage are one of the most common travel complaints for adults over 60. And they're not just annoying, they can ruin your whole trip. So treat your suitcase like a partner, not a punishment. Pack light, pack smart, and pack with the confidence that you'll feel better, move easier, and enjoy more. Because no souvenir is worth a strained back. Number 4, prioritize your health with a travel health kit. Travel is supposed to be about excitement, discovery, and joy, but let's face it, nothing takes the fun out of a trip faster than a sore knee, an upset stomach, or realizing you forgot your blood pressure meds. That's why hack number 4 is so important. Prioritize your health with a simple, well-stocked travel health kit. This doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just one small pouch that stays in your carry-on and holds the essentials to keep your body comfortable and your mind at ease. First things first, your medications. And I don't just mean the usual daily doses. Bring at least 2 to 3 extra days worth, just in case there are delays. Flights get cancelled. Baggage gets lost. But your health can't be put on hold. A great idea is to use a pill organizer for daily meds and keep the original bottles with prescriptions in a Ziploc bag, especially if you're going through customs. If you're on something critical, carry a printed list of your prescriptions, dosages, and your doctor's contact info, tucked into your wallet. Next up, first aid basics. A few band-aids, a small tube of antibiotic ointment, some pain relievers like Tylenol or Advil, and anti-nausea or anti-diarrhea meds. You don't want to be running around a foreign town trying to explain heartburn with hand gestures. Trust me, I've been there. Hydration is another big one. Especially if you're flying or going somewhere hot. Pack a couple of electrolyte tablets or powder packets. They're light, take up no space, and can make a huge difference if you're feeling fatigued or dizzy. Dehydration creeps up fast, especially on travel days when we forget to drink water. And let's not forget the comfort items, a few cough drops, a travel-sized hand sanitizer, maybe a small tube of hand cream or lip balm. Dry air on planes can wreak havoc. Throw in a travel toothbrush and toothpaste if you've got a long-haul flight, you'll feel fresher instantly when you land. Now here's something that's just as important as what's in the bag, where you pack it. Keep this kit in your carry-on, not your checked luggage. That way, no matter what happens, your essentials are always with you. I know someone who had all her medication packed in her big suitcase, and when that suitcase got rerouted to another city, her entire week turned into pharmacy scavenger hunts and insurance calls. On a cruise I took last year, I had a little bug one night, nothing serious, just a sour stomach. But because I had ginger chews and electrolyte powder in my kit, I bounced back by morning and didn't miss a thing. If I hadn't packed those, I probably would have lost 2 full days recovering in my cabin. Being prepared doesn't mean expecting the worst. It means giving yourself the peace of mind to enjoy the best. A simple kit, thoughtfully packed, can turn a potential headache into just a minor hiccup. So before you zip up that suitcase, check your health kit. Future you will be so glad you did. Number 5, schedule downtime, and actually take it. Now for one of the most overlooked travel tips, hack number 5, schedule downtime, and more importantly, actually take it. When we travel, there's this quiet pressure to see and do everything. Especially if it's a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Every tour, every attraction, every photo spot gets squeezed into the itinerary until the whole vacation starts to feel like a full-time job. But here's the thing, you didn't retire just to exhaust yourself in new places. At this stage of life, your energy is more precious. It needs to be protected, not pushed to the limit. That's why building in quiet time, real, intentional pauses, isn't lazy, it's smart. And it just might be the secret to coming home feeling truly refreshed. Think about it. The best moments from a trip usually aren't the ones with a rushed tour guide shouting dates and facts. It's the quiet lunch at a cafe in the sun. The peaceful bench overlooking the water. The hour you spent doing absolutely nothing, except enjoying where you were. One woman I met in Santa Fe told me her rule: for every busy outing, she schedules a soft hour. That could be a slow breakfast, a walk in the garden, or just journaling in her room. She calls it her soul buffer, and says it's the reason she still loves traveling in her 70s. And don't be afraid to skip things. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. If a group heads off to an early hike and your body says, "Not today," listen to it. Maybe your joy that morning is sipping coffee on the balcony with a good book. That's not missing out, that's tuning in. When planning your trip, try this: every 2 or 3 active days, build in one that's totally unstructured. No tours. No tickets. Just space to rest, explore at your own pace, or nap if you need to. Your body will recover, your mind will stay sharper, and your memory of the trip will actually be stronger. There's even a bit of science behind this. Studies show that the brain retains experiences more vividly when it has time to process them. Constant stimulation, rushing from one place to the next, actually dilutes those memories. Downtime allows your mind to store joy instead of stress. So take the break. Sit at that park bench. Watch the locals. Eat slowly. Walk without a destination. It's not wasted time, it's well-spent time. Because you didn't travel across the world just to race through it. You came to feel something new. And often, the deepest joy comes not from movement, but from stillness. So, what did we really talk about today? Not just travel hacks, but little acts of kindness toward yourself. Because after 60, travel isn't about checking things off a list, it's about creating memories that feel good, not just look good. It's about honoring your body, your pace, and your joy. Whether it's choosing to see fewer places more deeply, packing with intention instead of anxiety, using tools that support your comfort, preparing for little health hiccups, or simply giving yourself permission to rest, it all comes down to traveling with more wisdom and less wear and tear. You've earned that wisdom. You've earned the right to travel your way. And you deserve trips that fill your spirit, not just your schedule. So maybe the next time you plan a trip, you'll build in that quiet hour. Or swap that third pair of shoes for a little more space in your suitcase, and your life. Or finally request that airport ride without apology. Whatever you do, let your journey feel like a gift. Not a race. Not a test. A gift. And if this video gave you even one little idea to make your next adventure smoother, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Vibrant Elders, and leave a comment. I'd love to know, what's your favorite travel tip, or the best lesson you've learned on the road? Your story could help someone else travel better, too. So wherever you're headed next, I hope your steps are light, your heart is full, and your bags, well, hopefully they're a little lighter now too. Safe travels, my friend.